Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. Kind of going to do a part 2 on this Paul Davids inspired Strat that I worked on in the last video. So we've been waiting on pickups, got the pickups in, got the back of the pick guard shielded, got the controls in. These are off of a made in Mexico fender that I bought the loaded pick guard off eBay, put them on this pick guard. Somebody's done a little work on the back. Looked like I got it pretty hot. We'll hope they work. If they don't, we'll do something else. But we got our pickups, Texas Loco, iron gear, great pickups, run about 54 pounds a set. And, you know, you can convert that over to US dollars. A little bit of shipping, whatever, DHL real quick, like 3 or 4 days. I've had them here, ordered stuff here in the States, and I'm still waiting on it. And I ordered way before that. Okay, our DC resistance on these are, the bridge is 7.6, the metal is 6.5, and the neck is 6.2 DC resistance. Pole spacing is bridge 52, middle 52, neck 50. And Nico 5s, base plate material is custom edged fiber. Coil wire is 42 AWG enamel. Conductors, 2 conductor cloth insulated. Let's see. Recommended components is a 250K pots with a .047 capacitor. So that's what we've got here. And these things are well packaged. They come in these little heavy made plastic covers. And man, I use these things for everything. I mean, they're the handiest thing. I mean, then you got the good foam insulation or padding around them, and that is handy for a lot of stuff as well. So, you know, you're putting under pickups, different things. Here's let's see which pickup we've got here. Yeah, this is the bridge. You can kind of see your cloth, you know, your old school style wire. Texas Loco iron gear on the bottom. Maybe that'll show up. I think these are the parchment colored. You can get them in black, white, parchment. I can't remember. Several different colors. Let's see. Ivory, parchment, cream. Yeah. Black. So anyway, they're staggered pole piece. Good weight to them. I mean, come with either springs or the little like surgical tubing things, either one. So, you know, these are great. Like I say, another piece of foam in the bottom. Great for, you know, putting under P90s or like a base or something where you have the foam underneath. Also, what I do with this is I'll cut this in little strips and put it inside the springs on a Strat to keep them, you know, if you've got springs vibrating, rattling, this makes great stuff just to cut a strip of that and put in there. So we're going to go with this as far as we can get. I'm going to dig these pickups out, get them all unpackaged, and get them ready to go in this, you know, go ahead and get them in the pick guard, and we'll be able to start wiring this thing up. All right, on these pickups, I've chosen to use the tubing type spacers because I generally run my pickups pretty low, and with these pickups, the sound I want out of them, you know, I generally run them, you know, not quite flush, but on down, maybe up just a little more than that. But with these spacers, if you're running your pickups fairly low, that's great. And I'm kind of going for the older type deal with this guitar, so that's kind of more correct for that. But if you're going to if you think you're going to need your pickups up pretty close to the string, if that's where you like them, that's what you want to do, then I suggest using the springs, because you can get a little more compression up high. These get pretty tight if you get your pickup too high. Or, when you get your pickup high, it starts to split these things. They start getting loose. It messes up, but they're really cool the way they are. So anyway, get these put in. Also, the tube and stuff makes it actually easier about you don't have to fight a spring. Try to get these in there. A little bit tight. Getting in this guard. The guard's new. The pickups are new. Everything's new. All right. I was really torn between using the iron gear or the Earl Slick through Guitar Fetish, because I've had several sets of the Earl Slick pickups that, for what I'm looking for in a pickup, man, those things they're hard to beat. But the only problem is they only come relicked, so all the screws are rusty, the pole pieces are rusty. They're just didn't fit which I could have changed the screws and all that, but anyway, and this don't exactly match. I think I've got some darker knobs I could change. It don't really matter. It's all going to be all right. But anyway, that's the pickups put in. You got your plenty of wire with these. Your middle pickup will have the yellow, but you can almost tell just by the length of the wire. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and solder this in. Go ahead and get it all cleaned up, looking good, and get it ready to go in. Okay, got this put together. It's not actually my best looking work, but I'm out of cable ties for one thing, but we have got it all, it's fairly neat. One thing they give you with these pickups is, if I can find it on here, it tells you the white wire is the bridge, white wire is the middle, yellow is the neck. So, that's really all they tell you. There is you can go on their website. There is a place on there for wiring diagrams. So, if you get the slick pickups, I'll pull this one out just to show, basically, if you're just changing pickups, your bridge, middle, and then neck on that. So, Seymour Duncan's got some great diagrams as well. So if you're just changing pickups, just remember where you took your wires loose and put them back. Ground to the pot. Like I say, this pot has seen some pretty severe heat. So I have another switch. I hope I don't need. I hope this one's okay, but yeah, and something else you get is they send you a plectrum iron gear. So I actually have an iron gear t-shirt. They got some really cool t-shirts. If you normally wear a large, order an extra large. If you wear a medium, order a large, because they're a little bit small. So there we go. We got that. We'll be ready to go into the guitar with it. I'll still need to solder the ground and the jack in there. So once we get the guitar body up here and get close to it, let me clean some of this up and get it out of the way, get the guitar over here, and we'll continue. All right. Got the body up here, the pick guard. See if we can't go ahead and figure out how we're going to get all this wired up. Got to run our ground. If I can remember where they had it. If I can remember where it was at, I can't see it. It's on the back side. There it is, if I can get it started. There we go. Get it run into the back cavity. I can cut off any extra that I have. And then all we like, and I hope everybody can see anything I'm doing, I hope. We hope. All right. We got to attach our ground and then hook our hot up here. And hopefully we've got enough slack to do these things that's required of us here. Without melting something. Right, there's our hot. That's no good. That old solder, I tried to get as much of it off as I could. It may end up causing us problems. Not wanting to work together. Maybe that's going to work. Let me look at it and see. It seems to be holding pretty hard there. Holding pretty stout. Don't want to go back into it for that. Okay, there's our wires. Everything's hooked up. And this thing's a pain because it's 22 fret. There we go. Right. Get everybody at home. All right. Okay. Now we got us some gold screws to go in. Gonna go along with this gold thing. I hope all these line up. If they don't, we'll drill out. We'll drill out what we need. We'll make it work. Okay, I didn't say anything much about it. I've talked about this guitar before. It is the one that had the 2-point trim that broke. The wood broke out. It had the walnut finish. What I done is done away with that. Put the 6-point trim, made in Mexico trim in. 6-screw trim. And it's painted Fiesta Red Nitro lacquer. And that's why I've been a while with this, because the lacquer had to sit for, a considerable time before I could finish it. And it's done really very thin with the walnut stain under it in places. The camera don't really show it, but you can see the wood grain, almost kind of like a transparent finish almost in a way. And if things work the way they should, it will eventually wear off and wear down to the stain, and it should look really cool. And I used I think is it Gracie's or something, I think is the name of the paint that I used. That's like on eBay. Okay, we've got 2, 3, 4, and I had plugged those already so I could drill them when I needed to. So I've got to drill 4 holes. Go ahead and put those on. Before we do that, make sure everybody can see, let's peel the plastic off our new pickups. Maybe. If you have fingernails, you can do this. I think I got the plastic. There we go. There we go. So this guitar is kind of on its 3rd transformation or whatever. So I wasn't gonna trust the 2-point thing anymore, and I'm really not, I'm not a big 2-point trim fan anymore. They're okay. Not really all about it. Seems like they're bad luck on these Strats, but that's anybody's own thing. What little bit I use a trim, the 6 screw does fine. Kind of getting back to full circle simple stuff. It's like, okay, whatever Leo come up with seems like it was always the best. Nothing else. Okay. There we go. That's our pickups, knobs. It probably should check it, even though I have full confidence in my work. Maybe we should check it to make sure it works. So let me get the screws drilled, the rest of them in, and we'll test it out and see if it makes a noise. Okay, so got the screws in, went to check it. Everything works but the neck pickup. So we're down to checking wiring. Everything's wired, should be correctly. So if we test our neck pickup, we get 6.07 resistance. If you check it at the other end, 6.07. So we know our pickup is good. We know this is where it goes. So you have your bridge, your middle, and your neck. So I'm trying to determine it. Apparently, like I say, this switch has been heated up quite a bit. I mean, you can see it's colored where it's been heated. So there's a possibility that this switch isn't any good because there's nothing. I mean, the wiring's straight up. I mean, there's really nothing, really nothing about the wiring that's out. Let me hook it back to the amp. Now we've got it's working now. Okay, so now that makes it even more concerning because it wasn't working and I hadn't done anything. I haven't done anything to it. So there is a possibility that this lug, well, it's sticking down, the middle sticking down. I was thinking there was a possibility that it's touching the shielding in the cavity, but that's not really a possibility. I mean, it's just not. So this is things you run into, and just because it's working now don't mean. So I'm gonna have to work on this some more. I'm not gonna get this video run out so long. We'll do another one where we finish up this and do the. We've still got some other stuff to do. So, you know, this is just the stuff you run into when you do it on the fly. Okay, guys, that's as far as I'm going to get with this one. I know this is, you know, these videos, it's like, you know, you watch YouTube videos, it's a big production, everything goes together quick. I'm trying to show pretty much step by step what the average person's going to run into, problems you're going to run into. That's what I want to show. I want to sort through exactly how something's wired, how it works, whatever. And, you know, I don't have all the time in the world or all the equipment to do all these different things and speed things up. But I'll get on it and put another video out real quick. I've got to do the nut, the bone nut, and that's going to take me a long time. So I'm not going to film that. I've got the nut somewhere. And, you know, I'm going to spend a lot of time on this thing. It takes me a long time to do a bone nut and it be right. Because you want it to look, I mean, polished up. You want it right. This takes a long time to do that. So we got to do that. Put the strap locks on, the strings, set intonation, all that. So we're getting close. So that will finish up with this guitar. But really like the nitro finish. I think over time it's going to age really well. Be great. Those pickups will sound good in the next video. We will play it and everybody can hear it. In the next one, I tried to finish it tonight. It's too much to do and try to show things and explain things. And that's why I kind of done the last video just working and not talking. I actually get more done. Because I'm not having to think about what I'm going to say. I just can do it. I've got a guitar bought that's going to be here probably around the first of the year that I think everybody's going to find really cool. So it's almost 50 years old, electric, kind of getting into this vintage stuff, thinking about, not vintage like the $30,000 vintage stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. But, you know, stuff that was, you know, 60s, 70s, 80s, some of that stuff that was really cool stuff, gonna get in there. So we got that coming up. We're gonna have, you know, coming up pretty soon. I appreciate everybody subscribing, watching, commenting. A lot of people's asked me things about certain videos, what I did, what this was, that was. I hope I'm able to help them on that. Really appreciate everybody. If you happen to subscribe, you know, consider doing it. And just remember, this is the channel that don't try to sell you anything. Not even Iron Gear pickups. I think they're really cool, and I like them. I think they're a good value. They ain't paying me, or they didn't give me this t-shirt to say that. I just, you know, I don't mind recommending something I bought that I use that I like. And like I said, the Earl Slick pickups, the Iron Gear pickups, quite a few more that's on eBay. of the are pretty good. You get into the, I mean, there's just to me there's a place you get where you spending any more money's a waste of time. But anyway, that's all I got now. Give me a thumbs up if this was a interesting video. Hate we didn't get done with it, but I'd rather show it. And I want to go through and find out why it didn't work, and then it did work. That's not, you don't want to send something like out the door. This is my guitar, but if I sell it, whatever, I don't want it to quit on somebody. I want it to be reliable. So there's something wrong there. So I got to find that. It's just going to take time. So anyway, appreciate everybody. Until the next time, see you.